Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, I yelled that.
You did.
Sorry about that, everybody.
She's excited to be here.
Check your eardrums. Welcome to our Charmed Midlife. I'm Dhani.
And I'm John.
That was a midlife moment.
I said
Who
that
am
weird.
I? What am I doing? Oh, you did?
I did.
Without?
I'm John. I scolded people. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm John. That was weird, too.
I'll put like nice fairy music over it or something. Not, to be like, you're nice and lovely.
Okay. All right. I'm lovely.
He is. He's nice and lovely. I promise, everyone.
How are you today? I'm lovely.
That's what people say that.
I know.
Okay.
I never have, but
We're getting off to the wrong start. Welcome to Our Charmed Midlife.
oh yeah.
This is a podcast and a video channel, YouTube channel, that we talk about our charmed moments in the parks here in Central Florida, or we talk about our midlife moments, which is our boring life, and then we talk about what we're watching on TV and with movies.
What are you watching?
That's right.
Not yet. Sorry.
Not yet.
Not yet.
This week is going to be, we're going to talk a little bit about what we did during the week because it was John's birthday.
Woohoo!
And then it's going to be all Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine. He's got a dog pool shirt on.
Dog
You could see it on the thumbnail. I've already done that, and we wore these shirts to the movie.
Yeah.
I also,
We've cleaned them since then.
of course, I have my Deadpool lounge fly.
Why isn't that up here?
It took up too much space.
Oh, okay.
So, but know that I have it, of course.
Gotcha.
Okay, so first off, the segment everyone loves to hate. I'm kidding.
No, I think you're probably right.
Let's knock out John's joke corner.
Oh boy. I struggle more than normal this week. So some of them are just puns. Some of them are a little different. There's one that's a little, not risque, but,
Okay.
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 We'll see how it goes. This could be the last week of John's joke corner. When people find out I'm not a very good electrician, they're usually shocked.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh,
One day I'll get it right.
no, you probably
That
got-
was okay.
Do you have a groan in there? Like,
No, I do when I'm editing, but
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not in here.
I understand if you edit that in. So a guy goes to a doctor because he thinks he's losing his hearing. The doctor asks, "Can you describe the symptoms to me?" And the guy says, "Sure. Homer's fat and bald. Marge has blue hair, and they have 3 kids."
I don't understand that. He's losing hearing?
The guy
I don't understand. I must have missed something. I'm so sorry.
guy goes to a doctor.
Yeah.
Says, "I think I'm losing my hearing."
Oh, describe the Simpsons to me.
Yeah. But
That's
he's losing his hearing.
Funny, but wow. Okay. It still needs it. I'm so sorry. That was totally on me. I was not. Okay.
It's because they're stupid, that's why. That's why everybody does everything.
That's funny. I wish I'd caught that the first time.
Oh.
That's funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on. My grandpa always said when one door closes, another one opens. Smart man, but a horrible cabinet maker. Okay.
Yeah.
A guy says to his wife, "Look, a flock of cows." And the wife says, "Herd of cows." Guy says, "Yes, there's a flock of them right over there."
I saw that coming. But, that's a typical conversation between you and me. So I think that's why it.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought an expensive Rolls Royce but didn't pay for a driver, which is a shame. All that money and nothing to chauffeur it.
Okay.
Oh, these are getting better reactions from you, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. This is the one we tried out the other day.
Oh gosh, don't mess it up. He messed it up.
Second word ruined it.
Yeah. The things in parentheses you don't read out loud.
Oh, I rewrote it.
Okay.
No telling where this is
Here
going
we go.
now. I got pulled over by a cop. I decided I'd try to get off a ticket by being sexy and flirtatious. When he got up to my window, he asked us for my license and registration. I pushed my boobs together and asked, "Is there anything I can do to not get a ticket, officer?" And the officer replied, "Okay, get out of the car, sir."
Here's the problem with this is you're telling it.
I know.
So it's coming from a man. So the way it was written before, where it was like, me,
Yeah.
can I help? Is there a problem, officer?
Yeah.
Officer, so that way it made more sense.
You
So
wanna
you
read
took
it?
out the, no. But I appreciate you acting it out.
Oh, that was involuntary, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Okay. Was that
Well-
everything?
Oh, boy.
Okay, we're moving on.
Wasn't that everything?
Yeah. That was everything. And a bag of chips.
You're welcome.
All right, we're moving on to charmed moments.
Okay.
And this week we have none. We did not do anything theme park related this week, but today is the first day of Disney announcing their new cruise ship, the Disney Destiny. They're doing a 3-day reveal. So I'm not going to talk much about it this week because next week I can talk about all 3 days. But today they did reveal there's going to be a Lion King restaurant.
Oh, wow.
So in place of Coco and Frozen, this one's going to be Lion King with a huge stage in the middle, and they're going to do the whole show with the songs and everything while everyone's eating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be something.
So that was cool. And then the sweet shop on the Destiny is Incredibles themed.
Oh,
Because
nice.
the whole Destiny is all about heroes and villains, and so it's kind of it's just it looks really cool. And they announced too, it sets sail next year sometime. We don't know if it's the summer or if it's December, but that it's gonna go out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. Well,
So we will be keeping an eye out for that. But next week I will share pictures and talk about whatever else they reveal in the next 3 days.
I bet they have a nom nom cookie.
I'll bet they do. I wish I could eat it.
Oh,
Disney,
yeah.
could you please do a gluten-free nom nom cookie? Because I
sorry.
want one so bad.
That was my gluten privilege acting up.
It's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
No problem. All right. We're going to move on to midlife moments. And in the spirit of true midlifery,
Oh, wow.
you had a birthday.
I did.
You were smack dab in the midlife moment.
Well, I think I slid a little north of that.
Yeah, probably. Well, for us, yeah, I think you're way past midlife. I don't think we're gonna be doubling our age at this
Oh,
point. But anyway, go ahead.
just to be clear, I graduated from 55. I'm now 56.
Graduated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the way you want to look at it.
Hey, people graduate from second grade.
Well, this is great. When I graduated first grade, all my father did was tell me to get a job.
Usually they're little kids. So yeah. I mean, they have those ceremonies for people moving from one to the other.
Okay. Happy graduation.
Thank you.
So if anyone watches our shorts on our YouTube channel, we did post a short showing the shirt that I got him. It's not this dog pool one. It's a much prettier puppy. I got him just this weird, shirt of Roxy, which is our old dog. And, we still wear shirts and our house is still covered in her. And so it's
Forever.
fur, F-U-R.
Yeah, forever.
So I got him that. And let's see. One day we talked about, I think last week or the week before, we do kind of celebrate all month long. So you saw that we went to Frontera, which is his favorite meal. This week we also went to Ruby Tuesdays. That's another of his favorites. I always just get the salad bar, and this time you got something different.
Oh, I got a weird chicken dish.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, the chicken was fine, but the stuff on it, it was Alfredo mushroom something and no pasta. So it was just a chicken covered with
sauce.
Cream.
Which is what you like, because we're going to get on to the next meal, and that's like basically what he orders.
But it was a weird combination.
Yeah, it was a weird order for him. I was surprised.
Order.
It was just a strange thing. So
then
going
back and forth between the weird chicken dish or a smash burger.
Right. You should have gotten the burger.
I should have gotten the burger. This is my default. That's why it's my default.
Okay, so we did Ruby Tuesday, so we knocked that out. Then the next day was going to see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
So we went to go to Cheesecake Factory beforehand, because this is now, he's informed me, his second favorite meal.
My former number one dish of all time.
Which is crazy. I didn't even know that. We got there. I ended up getting the Baja chicken tacos. They come with rice and beans, and my God, I've had these a million times. I don't know. They've changed them. They have changed them. Yeah. They're a little different. But it was so good. I was in heaven. They were amazing. But your second favorite meal is?
The steak Diane and chicken. No. Yeah. Chicken Madeira and steak Diane.
Yeah. Combo. So he gets both, because they do sell them separately.
They do.
He gets the steak Diane, which is a smaller portion, and then a smaller portion of the chicken Madeira, and then he gets mashed potatoes always.
They come separated on the plate by a mountain of mashed potatoes.
A mountain of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
It
was good. It's always so good.
And we were rushed because it took a little longer to get there, so we definitely had to plow through the food, which didn't feel good, but we had to get to the movie. So
I did okay.
Good. I'm glad.
I usually plow through my food. I usually plow through everything.
Yeah. No, I eat a lot faster than you do.
You do.
Yeah.
I was actually talking about like charging through a wall or something. Plow through.
Okay.
You hate me.
I know. Autism. Sorry. Just didn't know what you meant.
Just a touch of the tism.
Okay, so then we went to the movie, which we will talk about in the next segment.
Yep.
And then we had reservations to go to Fort Wilderness Saturday morning for breakfast. And by the time we got home Friday, we were just really tired. Midlife moment.
Our midlife kicked in.
And we decided we just wanted to stay home and sleep in and just kind of do our own thing. And Saturday was his actual birthday. So we woke up. What did we get we did get something for breakfast.
Yeah, we ordered.
What did you get? What did we get?
You really want to talk about it?
What was it?
Burger King.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you got for your birthday?
I wanted to. It sounded good at the time.
Yeah, so skip that. Don't do that. And then we kind of just
that and a smash burger.
So we just kind of hung out. We watched some YouTube videos. We just kind of did some stuff around the house.
We chilled until the event.
Took a nap. Went swimming.
Yep.
Which was nice.
Oh, it was good.
And then third favorite meal, we went out to get him Olive Garden.
Yep.
And I can't really eat anything there, so we just kind of go and pick it up, and I picked up Red Robin for myself. It sounds like this was a really expensive birthday. Now that I'm thinking about like eating out all these days.
It probably was, but I don't have anything to show for it except for this.
How come this?
I know why this.
So we got him his Olive Garden, which we don't have any video of. But you like the tour of Italy?
Well, we got it to go. We brought her home.
I know.
Oh yeah,
that's what I said.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be back in the day, in my formative years. That was my number one meal.
Yeah. Well, when I used to be able to go too, I think we got. So now it's like you can only have it once or twice a year, and it's like, it definitely saves you. I think.
Well,
a little bit.
I don't think I'd have it nearly as often.
Yeah.
Once or twice a year is fine.
Yeah.
Now, Frontera, once or twice a week would be okay.
It would be. So that was it. What did we watch a movie too?
We did. Didn't we?
I don't think we did. This is very boring. Oh my gosh.
Sorry about this,
Well,
guys.
it was his birthday. I think so. I've got him watching Silo on Apple TV.
yeah,
If anyone has watched it, I watched it. I really liked it. I think that's what we did. Was I just got you started on that?
Yep.
So I think we're 3 or 4 episodes in. We'll talk about it obviously once he's finished watching the entire season.
I'm into it so far.
Yeah,
Digging
it's
it.
a good show.
Yeah.
And that's it for our midlife moments.
Wow. We lead a simple life, I guess.
Yeah, it was a good week because it was your birthday, and so we just kind of did the stuff we like doing.
Yeah.
And
the build up to Deadpool and Wolverine was
yeah, that was kind of the big moment.
consumed a lot.
So we planned everything around that. So.
We're old. We got to build up to that.
Yeah. All right, then let's get into what are we watching?
Hey, what are you watching?
What are you watching?
Oh, I'm watching whatever
we watch.
I'm watching whatever you're watching.
You are.
Yeah.
Hear the music.
I'm a wolf in sheep.
So I do have some other things that I've seen, but I'm going to put those off until next week because I wanted this to just be about Deadpool and Wolverine. I feel like it deserves that, but there are going to be no spoilers here, which makes it a little difficult to talk about.
Yeah. How are we supposed to have that big a conversation about it? When
I know, but we'll see what it evolves into. But no spoilers. You know, Ryan Reynolds has explicitly said,
Your friend
he's
Ryan.
requested no spoilers. So we're going to stick to that because it just came out. And even though it seems like the world saw it, there are some people who probably don't want to hear everything.
Yeah, and she's I have a really poor memory, so it doesn't really matter to me because I forget by the time I see it. But this one, when she's gearing up for a movie and she inadvertently opens a tweet or X or thread or whatever it's called now.
Well, what sucked this time was we were seeing it on Friday. Of course, it opened Thursday, so I was really trying hard not to get any spoilers. But they were at the San Diego Comic-Con the night before, and they showed the whole movie to everyone in Hall H. And then they had all these people. And so I was watching a YouTube video of people coming out, and they were some of these surprise cameos. And I turned it off after 2 of them because I was like, okay, I don't want to know any of this. So so that kind of bummed me out because I did already know a couple of them. But I'm going to go through. So there was a write-up of this on IMDb. So just like normal,
sure.
I'm going to read this, and then we'll hit it off.
Buckle up, everybody.
All right. A listless Wade Wilson toils away in civilian life with his days as the morally flexible mercenary Deadpool behind him. But when his homeworld faces an existential threat, Wade must reluctantly suit up again with an even more reluctant Wolverine.
Okay.
So, let's go with ratings first. What are you rating it?
I'm giving it a 10.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I hesitate to give it a 10 because...
Have you given anything a 10?
No.
Okay. I'm giving it a 9. And a little bit because I couldn't go halvesies. So at one point it was like 8.5, and then it was like 9.5, and then it was like so. But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure this is temporary until I see it again, because I have some questions, and I think I just missed some things because there is so much coming at you. Like, this movie starts with a bang. I mean, the opening credits of every Deadpool movie have been fantastic. The opening credits of this one are the best. And so right off the bat, I'm just like, I turned to him during this and I was like, I'm so happy right now. Like,
it was your happy place.
It was my happy place. And at that point, then just stuff starts flying at you. And again, we're having to play some catch up because they've changed some things in the story that I was just expecting to be, and the jokes are flying at you. And so I'm laughing so much at the jokes that I think I may have missed some actual questions that I have. So So I think it will change to a 10 because, again, I was so entertained, loved it. Coming out of it was just exhausted from laughing and from the excitement and from the action.
Yeah.
But after a day or two, I started to have these questions of like, oh, well, maybe they screwed that up. Maybe they screwed that up. I don't know.
See, we watch movies differently. I missed a lot. I know I missed a lot, and I have no questions. I just enjoyed it thoroughly.
The other cool thing about this, I think that anyone can watch here, is I think I would consider myself an MCU expert.
Yep.
I do watch the movies all the time, and the X-Men movies, the Fox movies, the X-Men movies, I've watched a bunch, and I watched them all within the week of going to this, and the Deadpool movies I watch all the time. So I was and am very familiar with the storylines. I was very familiar with all of the cameos, and all of the surprise people that show up. I understood the story. He, on the other hand, never seen an X-Men movie, never seen a Wolverine movie.
True.
If he's seen Marvel movies in the MCU, probably once, maybe a couple times because I'm watching them on TV, you know.
Yeah, there's a handful of Marvel movies I've seen multiple times.
But he's also missed a bunch of movies in the MCU too.
I have.
Yeah. So I think that's the cool thing here is that I think there are a lot of people like him who, you know.
How dare you? There's nobody like me.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
But I think there are a lot of people who aren't super fans of the MCU or of any of the X-Men movies or whatever, but this is getting so much attention and it's now the 6th highest opener. I think there are a lot of people who are just going to want to go check it out. And so I think, you're kind of the everyman on this of, what did you miss? Well, you don't know what you missed probably. But did you feel like you were missing anything? Did you feel like you needed some backstory on anything? That sort of.
No, I don't think so. There was nothing I was really lost by. There were a couple times where I knew there had to have been something there previously that I didn't know about, and there was a little bit of a gap,
right.
Not knowledge gap, but there's a little bit of a gap in understanding. But I just went along, it was fleeting, and I just went along with it and was back to thoroughly entertained in a matter of moments.
And that's good. Yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely part of the genius of this is that they can do that. It almost feels like, again, if you are inside and you get the jokes, you just have that little bit over people. There were definitely some people in the crowds where, someone would show up and, and I'd be hitting them going, oh my God. Yeah. And then people would make some noise in the audience or, but it wasn't the full audience. It definitely wasn't like watching Endgame where it was truly fans in there and we were all going nuts at the same time. Yeah. It was definitely kind of half the audience got stuff and half, didn't. And again, that's fine because everyone was still laughing. Everyone was still in on most of the jokes and enjoying the action and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the complaints I do have is there were 2 fight scenes where I felt like Sean Levy was a little messy in them. And one of them was one of the big fights at the end that had all these special people in it. I wanted to see them fighting more. I wanted to and it felt like I couldn't focus on any one thing. It was kind of just, there was so much action going on, and I would have liked to have focused in to really see a one-on-one and then come in here and see a one-on-one or something.
I got you.
I would have really liked that. So that was one of my complaints. Another one of my complaints that I think will be fixed is that I felt like the point of the movie, the reasoning for what was happening throughout the whole story was a little weird and a little, it felt very rushed, like, oh, well, let's just do this. And then they came up with the whole movie, which is great because the whole movie's great. but I need to go back and hear kind of the reasoning and the real exposition to it and that sort of thing. So I'm going to hold that opinion for a bit.
Okay.
Because I think we're going to go back and see it soon.
Okay.
And then
I watch what you watch.
Yeah.
So
Get in the car, loser. And then another thing I have is the first movie is all about their love story, Wade and Vanessa. And their love story was huge, and that gets you through the movie. You understand what is propelling him to get back to Vanessa. The second movie is very much about Vanessa.
Sorry I'm late. There was a bunch of handy, capable children stuck in a tree, and I had to... You're right. I was fighting a caped badass. But then I discovered his mom is named Martha, too.
No.
You got me. I was rounding up all the gluten in the world and launching it into space where it can't not hurt us ever again.
Try again.
Diarrhea? We can't be sure till I get the suit off, but all signs point to yes. Traffic?
Kiss me like you miss me, Red.
Welcome.
But then it turns into this friendship movie with Cable becomes a friend, and Russell and Domino and the whole X-Force thing, and you know, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus. They all, that's the point, is at the end it's this group, and you fell in love with this group of friends, and it is a friendship movie. And then it's also Wade and Vanessa. And then Ryan kept saying on the press tour that they weren't allowed to bring all of these characters over. So I'm assuming that was Cable, Russell, Domino. What?
Spoiler.
No, I think everyone knows that. That's not a spoiler. It's who's not in the movie is not a spoiler.
Well, it could be, I guess.
Well, fine. But what happened with that to me was almost immediately I felt like, because
Wah, wah.
those first two movies did kind of focus so much on that love and the bond of these friends. And they did pick that up in a way. And we did have that still with many people that we also still know. But I felt like that motivation of that, where the first two movies were all motivated by those feelings, and this movie says it was all motivated by that too, it didn't feel like it. It felt like it turned into but now I'm motivated just to get Wolverine on my side. And kind of forgot about all the others, even though the whole point was about all the others. But for some reason, it just started to be Deadpool Wolverine, you know, and then it brought it back at the end. And again, it was very loving and all of that. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. And again, I might feel differently watching it the second time. And just because when you're in it, and it is so much Deadpool and Wolverine, and you're paying attention to them, and you're loving the relationship between them, maybe there was some stuff that I missed, kind of, you know, in between.
Well, I think I certainly understand what you're saying, and I think if the movie hadn't been so good around that,
right,
you would have noticed that you were missing some things.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that when I came out of it, I didn't feel like anything was missing. I came out of it so happy and so excited.
Right.
And I did love it so much. And I loved the interaction between Deadpool and Wolverine. Of course. I mean, that's the whole point of the movie.
Kinda.
You know, it's just, it kind of bugged me that I guess we couldn't bring everyone over. Maybe that's what it is. It was such a lovely ending to the second one. Especially with Cable kind of giving up the whole time thing and all that. Like, it kind of sucks that we had to leave people behind. Maybe that's my whole point.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and no, I can't say that. Spoiler.
Yeah, it's tough
okay.
because here's the thing: the movie's full of funny, beyond funny. The action, half the action is hysterical. Cartoon type fight scenes with cartoon type blood going everywhere. The fight in the van, perfection.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
But then the group action scenes and battles, so great. But then we can't talk about most of it because it's all surprises and the amount of people that show up and the amount of characters and really just, you know, and here's the other thing I think I'd like to know. Someone who saw this and, you know, I followed a list of, you should watch this and this and this before seeing this movie.
Yeah.
It was the X-Men movies, the Wolverine movies, Endgame, Infinity War, I think. No one talked about watching Loki.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
And Loki was a big part of this this movie.
Yeah.
And so I would love to know if anyone saw this movie who didn't watch Loki, at least the first season, I think, definitely. But the second season, because you wouldn't understand these people that are in position now.
Yeah.
You had to see the second season for that. So I would love to know if that was confusing. At least you've seen Loki, so that was great for you.
I felt fortunate because I've missed a lot of the MCU and the X-Men and that sort of thing, but I did watch both seasons of Loki.
Yeah.
And that was kind of paramount to sticking with a lot of this story.
Yes.
So the one spoiler I guess we will say is if you haven't seen the movie yet and you haven't seen Loki, at least
go watch Loki.
Fast forward through it. Watch the whole thing. It's great.
It's great. So don't fast forward through it. But I either go watch Loki or let us know if you were confused by anything because you didn't understand from watching Loki. So I think people really messed up on those lists of what to watch to prepare for this.
Clearly, because Loki should have been number one.
Yeah,
I think.
But I also loved there's like a scene during the credits right away, and then there's an after credits scene, which is one of the best. And but I love that Ryan put out the other day that this wasn't just a hello to the MCU, that it was a goodbye to 20th Century Fox. And, you know, all of these movies that paved the way, X-Men, Daredevil, Elektra, you know, all of these, and his movies as well.
Blade.
Because before there was a Marvel Studios, these were the movies that everyone could go watch who were comic book fans. And so it's kind of really wonderful that he paid homage to that and is recognizing that as well, that there wouldn't have been a Marvel Studios if anyone else hadn't taken these chances and these movies had been successful. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was okay through the movie till that end credit scene, and that got me a little bit.
Yeah, it's really
sweet.
But it's also, I think I cried in the movie itself too. I mean, I don't even remember, but it was just, I have to watch it again. I mean, there's just so much information. I just have to watch it again.
Of course you cried during the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the time to make the donuts guy makes you cry.
Well, he's got to get up early.
He does.
I'm kidding. He's kidding. I've never cried to the donuts guy. I cry because I can't eat donuts.
He hasn't been on for 35 years.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. That's kind of the joke there.
Oh, it is?
I thought so, but
I'm
you
sorry.
know I don't tell very good jokes. Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So what else do you have to say about it?
Not much without, you know, getting dangerously close to spoilers. I mean, it is absolutely worth seeing in a theater. I don't know about IMAX. I don't know about the 40K, I guess. But absolutely seeing it in a theater is the way to go. It'll be great, you know, streaming on a 60-inch TV or whatever.
60.
70 or whatever we
have 80. 60.
Weren't you, Hoy?
Might as well watch it on your phone.
Yes. Hey, that's what kids do now.
I know.
Anyway,
I don't understand that. But
big screen. The bigger the screen, the better. This is an epic movie.
That's a good point because I don't like to think that way anymore. I don't like to be like, oh, I have to see this in the theater. because we do have a good setup here. So I didn't even think about that. I'm not sure that I feel like I need to see this in the theater. Thinking, processing.
Well, get back to us on that. I would say it's a good idea to go to the theater and see it. And I'm not just a shill for Ryan Reynolds' bank account. I really think it's of the movies that are out or we've seen. I think this is the biggest event.
But if this had come out at home last weekend as well, a choice, we would have just stayed home and watched it.
Oh yeah, because that's how we roll. We're lazy.
Okay. So you're just saying. What are you saying? You're just saying you still think it's better on the big screen.
I think it is still better on the biggest screen you can see it on. And right now, going into weekend 2, it's a great time to go see it.
Okay.
Brush up on Loki first, but definitely see it in the theater.
Yeah, I think that's great. I also want to point out the soundtrack.
Did you get it yet?
I did. It has, he has a Spotify playlist, and then there's the soundtrack. And the soundtrack is just perfect, which it is for all of his movies, or especially the first 2 Deadpools. This one hits just as well, and it's so great. And, I love the way he uses music for so many moments. And sometimes it's, a slow romantic song when there's an action scene going on and that sort of juxtaposition. I just love that. So, wanted to point that out.
Oof. The word of the day.
What?
Juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition.
Oofda. Good thing I'm sitting down already.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say on it, really. I loved it.
Yeah, I think your 10 is well-founded. I think mine will be a 10. I just need to watch it one more time.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of going out twice to see a movie. But
right.
If Saturday you said, put your pants on, we're going to town, I would
Why
do
don't
it.
you have any pants on?
Well,
the whole Donald ducking thing.
Isn't that what Bruce Willis says? Put your pants on, we're going out.
I think he says change your pants because remember he had just scared.
Oh yeah.
So him. In the whole 9 yards, when Matthew Perry just gets he freaks him out. I think he gets scared and then he's like, "Change your pants, we're going out."
Okay, so that was an attempt at a movie quote that went awry, but it works for me.
Because you're not wearing pants. You're always wearing pants.
Look away, child. Look away!
Okay, we're getting out way from. The other thing I wanted to talk about was how lucky Disneyland is because Disneyland now has characters of Deadpool and Wolverine, and this weekend, man, they rolled out the carpet for Deadpool and had him reading stories to the audiences, and he was basically remaking all of the Disney stories into Deadpool stories. They did a dance off with him, and Wolverine would always come in and kind of do his grumpy little bit. And you can watch those on YouTube. And I'm just so upset that we can't get him out here. And so much fun. And, when I first heard he was going to be there, I thought, they can't do that. Like, Deadpool can't go out there and not curse and, be profane and stuff. They did a great job of coming up with scripts for this guy that was so funny and in his voice and still like breaking the fourth wall and being meta and doing all that stuff, but still being clean enough for the kids that are sitting there watching. It was, they did a great job. And whoever the actor is that's doing it is doing a great job.
Yeah. And sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So if you're obviously could go to Disneyland and check that out, please do so.
That is one observation I have about the movie is I don't think I've ever seen a movie that broke the fourth wall like this.
Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
Well, that's what's so great about Deadpool. Yeah.
I mean, he's done it in the first 2, but man, this was like not overload, but it was like there's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know that I felt like it was more than usual.
Oh,
but,
really?
Yeah, but again, I watched them more, so
okay. Okay.
But if you felt that way, that's how you felt, and your feelings are valid.
Oh, Thanks. Took me $10,000 to get there.
I don't
Very
understand.
angry with him.
Oh, not again. No.
Okay.
And I think it was only 4,000. But
Oh.
anyway,
Well, it cost
Pretty
me
Woman
10.
reference.
Doo-doo-doo.
Inflation.
Yeah, I'll say.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our Actors Corner. Which, obviously,
No way.
last week we talked about Hugh Jackman, and this week we are going to talk about Ryan Reynolds. I have a problem.
I knew you would.
So,
I actually had a bit of a problem myself.
so we said when we started this podcast up, and we used to do this on this same format on our old podcast, but we used to put in 1, 2, 5 per category.
You could have honorable mentions in every category.
Yeah.
Or if you had a hard time deciding, you just put everything.
Right.
Yeah, I
We
knew you'd have a
decided when
problem.
we did this, we were only going to allow 1 per category
To save time.
to save time. Between love and like, I have 3 options that I can't get rid of one. I just can't.
Well, I think probably aside from John Krasinski, this is your biggest movie person, right?
No.
No?
No.
Well, then gotta narrow it down to 1. I was going to help you out
It
there,
has
but-
nothing to do with the person, it's the project. Right? It's the project that I love.
Okay.
You haven't helped me.
No, I'm not going to. I was about to give you an out, but your little moment of honesty ruined it again.
Okay, I'm just gonna be awful and go with it.
Oh, I don't. It's fine. Just spot them all off.
Nope.
I've got 3 honorable mentions I'm going to touch on.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, you start. Something you love.
Free Guy.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep.
So, in this, I put Deadpool. And that would be all 3.
Okay.
So I guess that counts as 3. But really, it's just Deadpool. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's perfectly fine. And I get it.
Yeah, and I get Free Guy. It doesn't make my list at all, but it's such a great original story. It's
I actually didn't have Deadpool anywhere on here.
yeah.
Only because it's like so front and center right now. It's kind of so obvious. I went with other stuff.
Yeah, but when I'm talking about Ryan Reynolds, I think this is his legacy. This will be, this is the character he fought so hard to play. He's put so much heart and soul
Yeah,
into these 3
yeah.
films. And as far as I can tell, will be appearing in future Avengers films. So I guess I had to, because I knocked off something that I actually really love
Okay.
and love. So, okay, something you like.
The Proposal.
So that's what I was not able to put in anywhere here. Yeah. Love The Proposal. Watch it.
Yeah. Whenever it's on.
Yeah,
we
multiple
stop.
times a
Yeah,
week.
Yeah.
But I cut it out because on here
'Cause-
I'm putting Spirited.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I love it more for Will Ferrell than I do for Ryan Reynolds. But I love that movie, and I listen to the soundtrack all year long, and I watch the movie all year long. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
That's perfectly valid.
Anything you hate?
No.
I do have something that, again, it's not a hate. I just remember not enjoying the movie. It's called Fireflies in the Garden. It was him and Julia Roberts. I think Julia Roberts played his mom. It was a time lapse thing. When he was remembering back to being a kid, Julia Roberts was the mom.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
I just remember not liking the movie much. So it wasn't that I hated it or that it's bad. I just remember not liking it as much.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Cool.
Anything you secretly love?
There is something I secretly
There's
love.
something I secretly love.
I'm sure. Woman in Gold.
What's the same for me?
Really?
Yep. Woman in Gold, if you have not seen this movie, it's him and Helen Mirren, and it is a true story where he was the attorney to Helen Mirren's character, whose family had stolen a Klimt painting during the World War II, the Nazis came into her family's home, and Gustav Klimt had painted a picture of her aunt, and it was stolen by the Nazis, and it was in a museum in Austria forever, and she finally decided to go after it and get it back. And it's just this small kind of David and Goliath story.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful, and both of them are so good in it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that it's not on often, but man, when I catch it on, I'm so happy, and I can just sit and watch it, and it's just so good.
Yeah, and one of the things I really like about this is, Ryan Reynolds is known for his comedic talent.
Right.
First and foremost, probably almost totally. But this is a serious role for
Right.
him. And he's really good in it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I want to see him do a bunch of serious movies now, because I really do like him and his comedic talent. But he did a really good job in this film.
Ryan Reynolds is one of those where it's like, he's very Ryan Reynolds-y. You know what I mean? So it's like, even since Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, Ryan Reynolds, you get his rhythm, and so in all these movies, most of the time, he's very Ryan Reynolds-y.
Yeah.
But in this one, he's not. In this one, he is acting as someone else, and it's not comedic, and it is, but it's not heavy, but it is a drama, and it's really good, and it's worth seeing. So
it is
I would
a drama,
go check it
but
out.
there are a lot of sweet moments.
Very.
More moments between him and Helen Mirren.
Yeah, and
which is really, really sweet.
Ball.
Yeah, I get it.
Anything you're embarrassed you haven't seen?
I put something, I'm not sure, but I put Van Wilder.
You haven't seen Van Wilder?
Okay, now I'm embarrassed.
Oh, it's
There it
so
is.
good. I know most people are going to hate it. And especially since this is like supposedly the Burt Kreischer film or whatever. Like this was based on his life.
Van Wilder?
Yeah. But it really isn't. Like it changed because Burt Kreischer was in talks to do a movie about his life because he was like the serial partier here in Florida. He was like a 6 or 7 year attendant at college, and he just partied, and he was known as like the party guy. Like, and there was an article about him at the time being this kind of serial college partier, and so he was working with a studio to do a whole movie, and that fell apart. But then someone took the idea and did Van Wilder, and it is so funny. It is so funny. It's a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I'm embarrassed I haven't seen it. So.
I'm sure a lot of people think it's stupid, but I love it. So, sorry. And I'm embarrassed I haven't seen Hitman's Bodyguard and the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
I figure if they did a sequel to it, it had to be somewhat decent.
I don't know nowadays, but with those people, it's probably good.
Yeah, it's one of those that I'm kind of like, I think I should go back and watch those two.
Okay.
Even though I don't do that often.
Well, if you do, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you're adding to your watch list?
I am. I don't know much about it. I bumped into it on IMDb today. The movie Ghosted.
Eh?
The movie Ghosted. Now, I don't know much about it.
It was his?
It's Chris Evans and
we watched that.
We did?
He's not really in it. I think he has like I think Ryan Reynolds has. Yeah, that was with Chris Evans and the girl from Knives Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that. It was not good.
Wow.
That's probably why you don't remember, because it was not good.
Now I'm embarrassed.
Okay. So you said you have some honorable mentions?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
The Adam Project.
So good.
I really liked that movie.
So good.
And again, it was a little bit of a departure from Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it was.
Spirited. It's
good.
So good and so different from most things today that I just had to mention it. And the other thing is, as everybody in the world knows, Welcome to Wrexham.
If you haven't watched I think we talked about this already, but
Maybe we did.
I think on our first podcast.
Maybe
if
we
you
did.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's just the best.
And he and Rob McElhenney are in usually every episode for just a little bit. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's just a little bit. So it's really not about Ryan Reynolds.
It's not.
It's really about the
It's not
town.
even about the soccer team as much.
It's really about the town.
Yeah.
And it's so well done, and whoever's responsible for what shows up on the screen has figured out a way to capture a town and its people in a way I've never seen before. I certainly never felt before. You know, Jimmy at the tavern, I feel like I know the guy. You know, and how they just bleed with the team.
And we know their children now. We know generations of people, and you feel for them. And
the football club just means so much to that town and those people.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's an amazing story. And then the football club being what it is and how they've succeeded on top of everything else. It's just it's one of the best feel good shows ever. Yeah. I mean, the team behind it, they're geniuses. It's really just been really well done, and good for Ryan and Rob to spotlight what they are spotlighting instead of just the soccer team and give us money.
Yeah, it would be very easy to make that a commercial for Aviation Gin or Mint Mobile or something like that. And while it's every once in a while you see a reference to it because they do sponsor the club, this show is so not about Ryan Reynolds or Rob McElhenney or any of those people. It's really about the city.
Right. And of course it helps. It fills their pockets because then you want to go and people are flooding Wrexham, or people want to go to the football club. Like right now, I mean, last week they had the premiere, and then they were here in LA, or not here. They were in LA, and then they were at the San Diego Comic-Con, all for Deadpool, and then the next day Ryan was up in Vancouver because Wrexham is doing a West Coast tour on their time off, and so he was up there as they were playing a game up there. And you know, it's people want to see these teams. The male team and the female team have both toured the U.S., and people want to see them. And it's not necessarily because they're so good, which they are, which is just like a bonus that they happen to be good players.
Right.
They're good people and good athletes, and then they're supporting this town that you just get to learn so much about. It really is a great thing. We've gone on too much.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, well...
I'm done, though. That's the last thing on my paper.
Okay. The thing that I had to cut out, just so everyone knows, is in the Love and Like, I put Deadpool and Spirited. The Proposal was that third one in there that I didn't know where to put. So, it is what it is. But again, you know, people like to see all my options. These were all of what I was choosing from. Because I've been watching him since he was on 15, the show called 15 on Nickelodeon.
I saw that. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I loved that show when I was also 15. So,
IMDb teaches me a lot every week. Something very specific about one person, but
you know, if you look on IMDb and you see their upcoming productions, most people have like 2 or whatever. He has 13.
Yeah.
13 that are in production or are being worked on.
As an actor.
Were they all actors?
As an actor. He's got 8 as a producer.
Yeah. So
now some of those are probably the same.
The same
like
projects.
He's acting and producing, but Jesus.
He still wants to redo Clue, and that's the one thing I'm still. I don't think it should be redone.
I give him the benefit of the doubt at this point.
It shouldn't be redone. But anyway, I digress.
Allow myself.
So that's it this week. Would love to hear from you guys if you would comment down below on what you thought about Deadpool and Wolverine. If we missed anything, please don't put any spoilers down there for other people. But I think at some point, maybe when it comes out like on pay-per-view or something, we might revisit this quickly and just say, okay, now with some spoilers, here's some.
I think it's worth talking about again when everybody who's going to see it has seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when we do like a best of year, that might be something. Because I think
it'll be in there?
Huh? Well, you gave it a 10.
Never
So-
given anything a 10. Not even Close Encounters.
Not even me.
Oh, that's not true. You're an 11.
Oh my goodness. Oh, shucks.
Shucks.
All right. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And if you could, please like this video and subscribe. It helps to grow our channel.
Yep.
And I think that's it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.